Denise here, and this is Ask Denise, and Jaya has reached out with a question for me, a really good question. How do we create healthy SI joints, sacroiliac joints, which are right here, once they are unstable? And you know, Jaya has practiced for a long, long time, and she's been around the yoga world. She knows. She's experienced lots of stuff in her own body. This is not an uncommon problem. It happens actually as a result of us reaching for more and more range of motion around the hip. So sometimes when we start to destabilize the hip, the SI joint is going to be affected. Sometimes it's the knee joint that's affected. So, you know, the joint above and below can often be affected if you're going for more and more and more hip range of motion, which is very tempting to do because a lot of the big fancy postures require that. So if you have destabilized your SI joints, what can we do about it? Well, there are a few things. Number one, you need to back off of some of the big hip opening postures for a while. I would do them at mid-range, so things like pigeon, splits, wide leg forward fold, poses like that that are associated with hip opening, mid-range for those, not all the way to your end, and stay super active. It's as though you're trying to pull your thigh bones into the socket. All right, also avoid deep forward folds for a while. So if you're used to feet together, knees super straight in a forward fold, that automatically puts more stress on the SI joints even than it does on the hip joints. Okay, so it stresses the knee, it stresses the SI joints, and possibly the low spine as well. So what I would recommend for a while, just modify that for a while. You might want to have your feet further apart, that will help. And then knees bent, that will also help. It's just going to help, it'll move where the tension is being sent through the tissue. Okay, so it's not going to always be hinging on those SI joints. That's going to help. Same thing goes for your seated forward fold, Jaya. You need to modify for a little while. Just modify it. Also with SI joint instability, the twist can be part of that. So what I would do is for a while, shift my hip back so that I'm not putting any torque at that low end of my spine. Okay, let the twist happen in the upper half of the spine, not the lower half as much. Okay, so that will, all of those little things will help. But here's something that is a bit more proactive for you. I would as well do the strap around my thighs and do little bridge pose. And this is going to help enhance your ability to actively engage externally at the leg, at the hip, so that you lift the arch, support the knee and the hip. So I've shown that many times though, so little bridge with the strap is for you too, Jaya. And then I'm going to recommend airplane tail pose. So again, you'll see that when I do this posture, I'm not actually going to connect with my feet, but I'm going to see about lifting my thighs. So honestly, any postures where you're lifting without any assistance from your hands is going to help. It's going to strengthen your glutes, and it's going to kind of recreate some integrity around the SI joint, because you're not always putting a lengthening tension through there. You're kind of pulling it all together. So that's going to help reconnect the sensation there. And then, of course, you've got to practice that external activation. I feel like I had one more thing to show you. Oh, yes. Okay, so another supine exercise, lying on your back. And you'll want to do this in a couple phases. You're going to have your hands on your thighs and keep core activation, and then press your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. So active, 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 active. And then we'll switch it up. Active, active, active. It's like I'm trying to push this way. So active, active, active. And then we start to do opposite. So this is kind of what happens when we walk. We're going to bring this leg forward, resist. Bring this leg back, resist. So this is what we'll do. I'm pushing with my right leg toward my body, and I'm pushing away with my left leg. Active, 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 and then we'll switch. Now what this does is it helps to reset the SI joints. So this will be quite telling for you. You might notice more sensation in one side than the other, and you can do several reps of those. And use your nice long yogic breath for those postures, Jaya. Okay, so remember that was external activation. You've got to work on that foot to core connection. Little bridge is great for you. Airplane tail pose is great for you, or anything where you're lifting the back body, and then that push-pull to reset the SI joints. So backing off of those big hip opener poses is going to help you too. Just for a while, let's get everything pulled back together so the body feels stable, SI joints feel stable, and then you can ease back into things and see how you do. Okay, I hope that's helpful, Jaya, and of course you can come back with further questions if you have them, but I'd love to hear how you make out with that. And of course I invite questions and comments below. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Bye for now.